Hello again.
Hello again.
Okay, so let's try something else. Let's go to so A21 and lesson. Let's try lesson 8. Okay, A210, lesson 8, starting with the word station.
Got it.
Okay, excellent, good. Okay, so again, I'll present to you and then you present back to me.
We did this lesson.
Oh, you did this one. Okay, so let's go forward then. Lesson 9, did you look at lesson 9?
Look at mirror, watch. No, I don't think we did this one.
Okay, so I'll just do the first part there, look at and watch. Okay, so one thing that we need to do is shorten the time between the two questions. Yeah, so as soon as you finish the first repetition of the question, straight into the second repetition, and after the second repetition, straight into the prompt. Yeah, so Andrew, we use look at Andrew for things that, yeah. So
on Zoom 2, we only do the green questions, don't we?
On Zoom 2, Zoom 2 is no different from Zoom 1. Yeah, the green questions are highlighted there because at the end of the course, what we do is we go back and we do a revision. So during the revision, we only ask a fixed number of questions, and those are the ones that are highlighted in green. So probably what Laura was doing with you was just to try to get through different types of question, as many different types of questions as possible. So that's probably why she went for the green questions. As I say, when we get to the end of the course and we go back and do a revision with the students from the beginning of the book, we only ask the green questions. Okay. But when we're doing a standard lesson, we ask all the questions. Okay. So I'll present to you, look at and watch. Okay, so look at, mirar, watch, mirar, or observar. Do we use look at or watch for things that are still? Do we use look at or watch for things that are still, Andrew? We use look at. We use look at for things that
are still.
Is it right to say I'm watching the picture? Is it right to say I'm watching the picture, Andrew? No, it isn't right to say.
No, it isn't right to say
I'm watching the picture. We must say, I'm looking at the picture. Is it right to say I'm looking at TV? Is it right to say I'm looking at TV, Andrew? No, it isn't right.
It isn't right to say
I'm looking at TV. We must say I'm watching TV. Do you watch your book after the lesson, Andrew? Do you watch your book after the lesson? No, I don't watch my book. No, I don't
watch my book
after the lesson. I look at my book
after
the lesson. Do you watch the menu in a restaurant? Do you watch the menu in a restaurant? No, I don't watch.
No, I don't watch
the menu in a restaurant. I look at the menu in a restaurant. Good. Okay, so you present that back to me again without the explanations, just to practice a bit more with the questions and answers.
Okay, look at, mirar, watch, mirar, observar. Do we say look at or watch for things that are still? Do we use look at or watch for things that are still? Stephen, we use look at for
things that are still.
Is it right to say I'm watching the picture? Is it right to say I'm watching the picture? Stephen, no, it isn't right.
No, it isn't right.
Say I'm watching the picture.
To say I'm watching the picture.
We must say I'm looking
at the picture. Yeah. So as soon as I finish or I get close to finishing, straight onto the next part of the phrase.
Is it right to say I'm looking at TV? Is it right to say I'm looking at TV? Stephen, no, it isn't
No, it isn't
right to say I'm
right to
looking
say
at.
I'm looking at TV.
We must say
We
I'm
must
watching.
say I'm watching TV.
Do you watch your book after the lesson? Do you watch your book after the lesson? Stephen, no, I don't watch
No, I don't watch
my book after the lesson.
my book after the lesson.
I look at my book
I look at my book
after the lesson.
after the lesson. Yeah, try to get that gap as short as possible. So when I'm pronouncing the last part of the word, you're already giving the next words to the second part. Okay.
Do you watch the menu in a restaurant? Do you watch the menu in a restaurant? Stephen, no, I don't
No, I don't
watch the menu in
watch
a
the
restaurant.
menu in a restaurant.
I look at the
I
menu.
look at the menu in a restaurant. Very good. That's perfect, that one. Okay, so much better because it's much tighter and we can go much quicker like that. Yeah, remember the amount of time that you can remember something is very short. So if the question extends and extends, then the students forget what the question or what the answer is about. So try to keep them on their toes and going through it as fast as possible. So buy, comprar. Where can you buy clothes in this town? Where can you buy clothes in this town, Andrew? I can buy clothes. I can buy clothes in a clothes shop.
Clothes shop
in this town. Can we buy a TV at a shoe shop? Can we buy a TV at a shoe shop, Andrew? No, we can't buy. No, we can't buy a TV
at a shoe
shop. Gerund, gerundio, preposition plus noun, preposition plus sustantivo. What can we make when we put the letters ing at the end of a verb? What can we make when we put the letters ing at the end of a verb? We can make, Andrew, we can make a gerund. When we put the letters ing at the end of a verb.
The end of a verb.
Is it right to say I go to bed after to eat my dinner? Is it right to say I go to bed after to eat my dinner? No, it isn't right to say.
No, it isn't right to say
I go to bed after to eat my dinner.
To eat my dinner.
We must say.
I
go to bed.
I go to bed
after eating my dinner.
After eating my dinner.
What are the best things to use for writing? What are the best things to use for writing, Andrew? The best things to use.
Best things to use
for writing.
Writing
are a pen and paper. Paper. What do you think is the best time for studying? What do you think is the best time for studying? I think the best time.
The best time
for studying is in the morning.
In the morning.
Are you good at speaking English, Andrew? Are you good at speaking English? Yes, I'm good at.
Yes, I'm good at
speaking English. Okay, so with the prompt, you can increase or decrease the number of words in the first prompt that you give. The idea is really to give a concept to the student that they can grab hold of. 3 words is normally a good number of words to give in the prompt, but sometimes you'll find as a teacher that you can add an extra word and it works better, or with 2 words it works better. But at the beginning, stick to 3 words until you feel comfortable, until you get that gut instinct that says, well, I can put in an extra word there in the prompt and it makes more sense. Okay, so let's go back then. So you present back to me by comprar.
Okay, buy, comprar. Where can you buy clothes in this town? Where can you buy clothes in this town? Stephen, I can buy clothes in a clothes shop.
Clothes in a clothes shop?
In this town.
In this town.
Can we buy a TV at a shoe shop? Can we buy a TV at a shoe shop? Stephen, no, we can't.
No, we can't.
Buy a TV.
Buy a TV.
Shoe shop.
At a shoe shop. Yeah, tighten that up a little bit on the answer there. So as soon as I finish, straight into your part. Okay.
Gerund, gerundio. Preposition plus noun. Preposition plus sustantivo.
Yeah.
What can we make when we put the letters ing at the end of a verb? What can we make when we put the letters ing at the end of a verb? Stephen, we can make
We can make
gerund
a gerund
when we put the
letters
ing.
ing at the end of a verb.
Is it right to say, I go to bed after to eat my dinner? Is it right to say, I go to bed after to eat my dinner? Steve? No, it isn't.
No, it isn't
To say,
right to say,
go to bed
I go to bed
after to eat my dinner.
after to eat my dinner.
We must say, I
We
go
must
to
say,
bed
I go to bed
to eat
after
my
eating my dinner.
What are the best things to use for writing? What are best things to use for writing? The best things,
Best things to
the
use
best things for writing are a pen
are a pen
and paper.
and paper.
What do you think is the best time for studying? What do you think is the best time for studying? Stephen, I think the
I think the
time for studying
best time for studying
the morning.
is the morning.
Are you good at speaking English? Are you good at speaking English? Stephen, yes, I'm
Yes,
good.
I'm good at speaking English. Okay, excellent, good. So one of the ideas for the speed of this is that it should feel kind of urgent. So there's like an urgency to the questions and the answers, so that the student feels that they're being pushed all the time. So they that feeling that they have of urgency, that it's really important to work as hard as possible to get through the questions and answers. Okay, so the last thing we'll do for today, I don't want to do the next section because it's quite long. Okay, so let's go down to very much, muchísimo, very much. Okay, you find that? Yeah. So I'll do that and the word another. So those two sections, and then you give them back to me with this sense of urgency. Okay, so Andrew, do you like reading very much? Do you like reading very much? Yes, I like reading.
I like reading very much.
Do you like studying English very much? Do you like studying English very much, Andrew? Yes, I like studying
English
very much. Yes, another, otro. Have I got another watch besides this one? Have I got another? No, let's change that. Have I got another clock besides this one? Have I got another clock besides this one? Andrew, yes, you've got another clock.
This one.
Besides that one, not this one, that one, because it's far away. Yeah. Do you speak another language besides English, Andrew? Do you speak another language besides English? Yes, I speak
another language
besides English. Yes. Okay, so you present it back to me, a little bit of urgency and a little bit of waving your hands. Okay?
Very much. Muchísimo. Do you like reading very much? Do you like reading very much? Yes, Stephen.
Yes, I like
reading very much.
Reading very much.
Do you like studying English very much? Do you like studying English very much? Stephen, yes.
Yes.
I like studying English.
I like studying English very much.
Another, otro. Have I got another watch besides this one? Have I got another watch besides this one? Stephen, yes.
Yes.
Got another watch.
You've got another watch.
That one.
Besides that one.
Do you speak another language besides English? Do you speak another language besides English? Stephen, yes.
Yes.
I speak another
language
English.
Besides English. Very good. So on your screen, how have you got it set up? Have you got, the way that I've got it set up is I've got the book on the left and the Zoom on the right. And
I've got kind of the same as well. I've got it sort of moved to the the left as much as possible and you as much to the right as possible, so I can kind of see both at the same time.
Okay, so I'll send you what it looks like on my screen. Okay, so I've just sent that to you on Zoom. So is that more or less what you've got on there?
No, mine's more like, sorry. That's when I sort of switch between both.
Oh, right. Okay. So
But when I'm talking to you now, I've got you clicked on so I can see you. But when I'm reading it, I click on so I can see what I'm showing you there, and I can read everything.
okay, because I find this kind of setup. I don't know how big your screen is. My screen is 17 inches from top right to bottom left. So I have quite a reasonable size screen. So I can get, I can shrink down my browser and keep Zoom next to it quite comfortably. Yeah.
Yeah, so I can make my window smaller.
Because for me, it's really important to be able to see the lips of the student when they're speaking and have the words available at the same time. So I've got one eye on the words, so I know what's coming up. And I've got one eye on the students, because sometimes what happens is, some students have difficulty, or, if they're at home and somebody calls them and then they go, and then you don't want to ask that person a question if somebody in their household is bothering them. So you switch to a student to give that question. So for me, it works well to have both of these available at the same time.
Just adjusted it a bit. I sent you an updated picture
there. Okay, yeah. So here, what you've got there is you've got a speaker view. If you go to the top right, there's a button on well, Zoom. Depends on which version of Zoom they've given you in the browser, but there's an option somewhere, not on mine, it's at the top right, called View, and then I select Gallery View.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Gallery View gives you your picture and everybody else at the same time without, I think with Speaker View, it pops in the person who's making a noise. When you've got several people in a lesson.
Yeah, it's made it a bit thinner, so there's a bit more room there.
Yeah, so when you've got several people in a lesson, the speaker view appears with the person who's making the most noise. So that's not always the person that's speaking. So if you've got somebody who's got a dog in the background, and you're asking somebody else a question, then suddenly the picture of the person who's got the dog comes to the front. So also I find with the gallery view, it's much easier to manage who's going to get the question, because it's a static view, and in that way, when you've got 4 students, when you have a look at the videos on the platform, you'll see that it's laid out with 4 students or 5 students at the same time, and it's easier to keep track of who you've asked the question to. Whereas speaker view, it pops in and pops out, and it makes it a little bit more difficult to do. So I found it works for me better, the gallery view. Yeah, and this kind of setup of 50-50. I know that Franco is another one of the teachers. He prefers 50-50, but horizontally. So, I'm not sure why he prefers it like that. I think maybe he prefers his eyes not to be jumping.
Speaker and gallery view.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's a better version.
Yeah, so yeah, I've got gallery view instead of speaker view. There's a couple of other options on here: full screen, non-wide, or non-video participants, and hide self view. So I prefer to see myself when I'm giving the lesson as well, just to avoid embarrassment. Sorry?
So you can see that you're in frame and everything, and everything that
Yes,
you're.
yeah, that's
you're
right.
doing.
Yeah, not that I've got my shirt unbuttoned or anything like that. So I find it works better. And also you get a bit of feedback as well as to the way it looks to the student. So if you're gesturing and your gestures are down here, then they can't see them. Whereas, I like ceiling, table, door, and things like this. So I like to have a bit of room, and I like to see what's happening on my own screen. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll stop here. So I think probably what we need is another practice just to try to get up that speed a little bit more. But after that, what we're going to do is put you in with probably with Laura to do a 50-50 lesson, what I call a tandem lesson or a 50-50 lesson. What happens there is that Laura will lead the lesson, and she will say, right, okay, I'll give this bit, and then over to you, Andrew, and then you'll do the next bit, and she'll jump in if there's any difficulties. Because what I don't like doing is putting a teacher in with students so until they're really, really comfortable. I don't like that you have that sensation that you've just been dropped in it. So what I like to do is for you to work with a teacher. For the tandem or the one-to-one lessons where you're actually teaching students, then we pay you 50% of the lesson for that. Once you're teaching on your own, then we pay you the full 100% for the lesson. So I think we need to do one more training session, do a little bit more practice with CBI, and then we'll try to fix up some either practice lessons where we offer some students for free to come to a lesson, or we'll do the tandem lessons. I think probably we'll try to do the tandem lessons directly with you, but leave that with me because I need to arrange that with Laura. Okay. So what are your plans for the rest of the day? Going out, having a walk around?
We'll do some shopping and probably go for a walk. It's a nice day again.
It is a nice day. I think it's quite warm today, but it's not as warm as it has been. So I think you've arrived at just the right time. So 2 or 3 weeks ago, it was painfully hot, but now it's settled down a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So any questions for me before I disappear, Andrew?
No.
No. Okay. If you remember something, some other question, because I know what happens is as soon as we close, questions start to pop into your mind. If you've got any questions anytime, send them through to me on WhatsApp and I'll get back to you. Okay?
Right.
One thing before next time we meet up, please go through some of the videos that are on the platform. Okay? So the one thing to do is look at the videos with Laura, where you were practicing with Laura. And also what I'd like you to do, if you can, let me we can get the thing up and I'll tell you a specific video to look at, which will be useful for you. Okay. Just right now, I can't get the screen to give me what I want. So training, general videos. Take a bit of time to refresh. Okay, so you can see under general videos that it's divided up by teacher. Okay, so under the videos, Steve's videos, the last one that's there, have a look at that one. Okay, and look at that with a critical eye. So look for all the mistakes and make a note of, say, 3 mistakes that you notice in there. Yeah, so all sorts of things. If I didn't correct at the right time, if I didn't pronounce properly, if I didn't give the prompt fast enough, if the students got ahead of me, all sorts of things like that. Try to spot 3 mistakes in that video to talk about next time. Okay, and you'll see further down under Laura's videos that the training that you did with her, those videos are there as well. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, have a look through those. I know it's painful to watch your own videos, but something that you get used to after a while. Have a look at those with a view to see whether there's anything you feel that you could give yourself some advice on things that you could improve on based on the things that we talked about today. Okay?
Okay.
Excellent. Have a great day, Andrew, and I'll speak to you later.
All right. You too.
Okay? Keep smiling.
All right.
See you
Bye.
later. Bye.